Okay, good evening, students. So, as we have discussed the concepts on the discovery of DNA, right, being the genetic material, we have started talking about the Griffiths experiment, then the biochemical analysis of the transforming principle, if you remember, and then as many people did not believe that, there was an additional set of experiment that was conducted by Hershey and Chase that basically proved that the DNA is the genetic material. So in today's video, again, as we had short of time, today we're going to continue the process of understanding this particular concept. So quickly, I'm going to tell you, first again, I'm going to show you that image, and then we're going to go about understanding. Right. So I hope you remember this particular image. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you remember this
Yes,
diagram,
sir.
right? Okay, fine. So you remember this diagram that we had used, or the scientist here, Hershey and Chase, had used bacteriophage. Now remember, bacteriophage are the organisms that are going to infect. These are the viruses that infect bacteria like the E. coli. And we have a pretty good idea of the fact that when these phase are going to infect the bacteria are going to be transmitted with, or the bacteria receives the genetic material from the phase. And what is going to happen is we are going to understand, we're going to find out whether it is a protein or the DNA that is getting transmitted, and for that this particular experiment is getting been done. So I'm going to close it right now, and I'm going to go back to the screen to make you understand the same fact. So we are talking about I think you can see here. So we are talking about the bacteriophage, and when the bacteriophage is going to infect infect what, infect the host organism, and here the host organism is going to be the E. coli or bacteria, let's say. So when the bacteriophage is going to infect, they're going to transmit the genetic material. This matter of fact is well established by then. So the question here that actually had to be answered is whether this genetic material that we are talking about, is it DNA that is the genetic material, or it is the protein that is the genetic material. So the question is to answer, DNA is getting passed on as the genetic material, or it is the protein that is getting passed on as a genetic material. So to do that, what he did, they used radioactive or radioisotopes, right? What are the radioisotopes they have used? They have used 32 phosphorus and 35 sulfur. Now, as we discussed yesterday, phosphorus is going to be part of the DNA. So this particular phosphor 32 P, it gets integrated, right, or it gets integrates into the DNA molecule. So when we are going to grow a phase that is going to contain the 32 P, that is radioactive phosphorus, all the DNA here, they are going to be radioactive. Keep this in mind. Right. So the biomolecule in which we are placing these radioactive molecules or radioisotopes, the entire biomolecule is going to be radioactive. So here the DNA becomes radioactive. And similarly, are you listening to me? Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
Okay, good. And here in this case, when you're using the 35S to grow the bacteriophage, here this 35S integrates into what? Can you tell me?
Protein, sir.
Right.
Protein.
Good. And because of the protein becomes radioactive here. Clear? Now we have a phase with radioactive DNA, and we have a phase or a virus with radioactive protein. Now if we can somehow isolate this protein and DNA in a culture and identify which part is actually giving out the radioactivity, we can understand whether it is DNA that is getting passed on or it is a protein. So to do that, understand this. So we have the bacterial cells, right? And the bacterial cell is going to have its own genome, right? Its own bacterial chromosome, and it also might have the plasmid DNA that you all know that it can have the plasmid, may or may not have the plasmid. So to this, there is going to be infection. Infection by what? The phase molecule, right? So here there is going to be the infection. And when there is going to be infection, the genetic material that we are talking about is present here. This genetic material somehow, or it is going to be injected here, right? So we allow the phase to infect the bacteria. Now, the next step. So here what is going to, or yeah, we just do it here. So here, right? And here by now we are going to have the genetic material, right? So imagine this yellow color centered one. This is the phase genetic material. Clear? So we do not know whether this particular genetic material that we are getting passed on, that is getting passed on from the phase here, right? This is our phase, bacteriophage. So what is getting passed on, whether this genetic material is protein or DNA, we are very unsure of. So what we are going to do, or what the scientists did, right? They are going to grow these microbe, or they're going to grow these phase and E. coli together in two different conditions. In one condition, what they have done, they're going to use the phase grown in 32P. And we know that if the phase is going to be grown in 32P medium, a medium containing 32P, here the DNA is radioactive. Similarly, here, another case, what they did, they have taken the phase grown in 35S. And we know that when the phase is going to be grown in 35S, here it is the protein that is going to be radioactive. Are you following till now? Are you
Yes,
able to?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
So now we are taking two different case. Okay, we are going to take two different media, or two different culture of bacteria. One bacterial culture we are going to infect with a phase that is having radioactive DNA, and another we are going to have radioactive protein, right? So here we are going to infect both of the cases, right? That is going to be infection to what? To the bacterial culture. Remember, these are going to infect the bacteria, so bacterial culture are good, they are going to be infected, and we allow the infection to go on. And after that, what we do to make sure there is no residual factor, right? We actually allow something called blending, right? What do you mean by blending? Blending means we are going to vigorously shake it,
Sir.
right? Vigorously we're going to mix all these things, and because of this vigorous mixing or shaking, these phase that we had attached onto the E. coli, these phase, they are going to get away, right? They are going to be removed. So after this, what we are going to have, for example, let me quickly make this one, right? So these phase, after delivering the genetic material, they are going to be removed from the surface, right? Phase is removed. And how it is removed? Phase is removed because of the blending process. By mixing or by vigorous shaking, we are removing the phase molecule after it has delivered the genetic material into the bacterial cell. So this one is our host or bacterial cell. Now, are you clear till now? Should we move?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So here, after the phase is removed, and I'm going to just a little bit remove this. So the next step is going to be, step number 1 is infection. Step number 2 is going to be blending. Then we come to the step number 3, and here there is going to be Centrifugation. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by centrifugation? What do you mean by centrifugation? Anyone can tell me?
Sir, it's a separation technique.
Okay, and exactly, you're right. But what we do here, any idea? Based on the name, you can,
The
guess.
tensor.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kriti.
sir,
One,
milk.
anyone.
So denser molecules we have to remove from solutions.
Denser molecule removed from solution. Not exactly. See, not only, okay, yes, you're right, but how do we do that? So,
Sir,
to
it is rotated vigorously so that the denser molecules will settle in the middle.
yes, that's correct, Mansi. So here, as the name suggests, we're going to, centrifuge means we're going to rotate them at a very high speed, right? And when we rotate them at a very high speed, that will basically separate the molecules based on their density, based on their weight or heaviness. So the heavier the particle, right, heavier the molecule, they're going to settle down, and the lighter the particle, they're going to be on top. So right now, what we are going to have when we mix them, we are going to have the phase particle, and we are going to have the bacterial cell. So remember this, the bacterial cell is going to be right here. Bacterial cell is going to be heavier than phase. Okay, so bacterial cell is heavier, and when I centrifuge, one second, sorry. So when I centrifuge, I'm going to get a, let's say, outcome of something like this in both the cases. So here we are going to have one, and so let's make it something is here, and something is here. I don't know how clearly you can see. I hope you can see the differences here. So this part here, the top part, is called super. I think I'm going beyond the screen, so I'm going to use on this side, left side. So this one is going to be supernatant. Okay, and this part is called pellet. Okay, so on both the side, what I'm going to have, what you have on the top part, liquid part, it is called supernatant, and the bottom part, that is going to be called the pellet. And this pellet is going to contain the host cell, right? So they are going to contain the bacteria, and supernatant, they are going to contain the phase. So your phase molecules, right? Remember, we had removed the phase molecule. So this removed phase molecule, they will end up in the top part or the supernatant part. Clear? And all the bacterial cell, they will end up in the pellet part. Are you able to understand now? So now,
Yes, sir.
okay, yeah. So here, what is going to
Yes,
happen?
sir.
Yeah, good. So here, what is going to happen is, understand very carefully. On the first part, as the DNA, what they found, right? The DNA was radioactive, and here they found this particular part, right? This pellet part in the first case. So here, this one was radioactive, right? So the cell pellet, the part that contained the cells, bacterial cell, it was found to be radioactive, and the supernatant in this case was normal, non-radioactive. While on the second case, that is in this case where the protein was radioactive, they found there was no radioactivity in the pellet, but the supernatant was radioactive. Are you getting my point? This is a whole experiment, right? At the end, what they found is, in first case, when they're going to use the DNA 32P, they found the pellet or the cells that contain, that is actually going to be the E. coli cells. They found that to be the radioactive one, whereas in the second case, they found the phase to be radioactive, and that was floating on top, the liquid part, and it was not present in the cell. Now, what is the idea behind? What is the conclusion that you can draw from here? Anyone? What is the conclusion that you can think
It
about?
i-
Yeah, please, Priti.
so the DNA is transferred to the cell, sir.
Okay, and how can you confirm it? Because
So because we don't found on the pellet, sir, on the host cell we found it.
right.
That's-
So if a very simple thing, if the protein was radioactive, right? So we all know, we are going to go back to the first case. Okay, first thing that I said in the earlier. So we already said that the bacteriophage, when it is going to infect, it is going to transmit the genetic material. That can be DNA or protein. That means when we allow it to when you allow it to infect, it is going to release whatever is going to be present. Now, radioactive molecule is going to be DNA or protein. It is of the phase. So water is able to gain entry inside the E. coli or into the E. coli cell. That is the genetic material. Very simple thing. Now, what could get in? It was a DNA that actually got the entry to the host cell, right? In the first case, where the DNA was radioactive. Whereas in the second case, it was not able to enter. It was not able to enter which one? Radioactive molecules. So the protein that is radioactive, it simply was present outside on the supernatant part. And based on this, it was very conclusive. Based on this, they could finally tell univocally that it is the DNA that is the genetic material and not the RNA or the protein. Now, are you clear with the experiment now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any doubts you have in this part?
Yes, sir.
What is the doubt? Ask.
No doubts.
Any?
No doubts.
Okay, yeah. I think somebody was asking doubt. Okay, fine. If you have, please tell me. Now, from here, let us understand a very important thing. We said that DNA is a genetic material, right? So let us understand what are the properties or what kind of, some feature that a molecule should have so that it is going to be considered as a genetic material. So there are 4 rules or 4, condition it should qualify so that it is going to be called as a genetic material. So we all know that DNA is genetic material. Now we're going to define why the protein and the RNA are not genetic material. Okay, how much time we have? Okay, great. We have a lot of time. Okay. So I was talking about the properties of genetic material. I think that is the next concept. 1 second. Yeah. The first property that we're talking about when we talk about genetic material is it should be able to replicate, right? So it should be able to ability of self replicate, right? So what is the meaning of this? The genetic material that we're talking about, yeah, yes, right. So the genetic material that we are talking about,
Sir.
yes, I hope I didn't get that. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is if the molecule, right, if the biomolecule that we're talking about is somehow able to make copies of itself, right, that's why I call self-replicate, make copies of itself, we can consider that as a property of the genetic material. So we all know that DNA can actually replicate. So in case of DNA, what we have? In case of DNA, we have the DNA replication process. We all know that, right? DNA replication is the process by which central dogma, we had talked about that. Now, remember the protein cannot replicate itself. Protein cannot make copies of itself, neither the RNA, right? These things cannot make copies of themselves. And that is why they are losing out on the first point on why they should be called the genetic material. Now, the second point is going to be ability, right? For them to be stable, right? Chemically and structurally stable. So I will tell you a few examples here for the DNA, right? In case of DNA, what happens? First thing, how it is physically stable, right? Structurally or physical means structural stability. Can anybody tell me why is the DNA considered more stable than the RNA or the protein? Anyone can tell me? DNA RNA का comparison करते हैं चलो. तो
Because
RNA
it
से
has
yes Ayushi.
because it has base pairs and RNA is single stranded. So that's why
Excellent.
maybe DNA is more stable.
Very good, Ayushi. So here what we are going to have, we are going to have the double stranded arrangement, double stranded structure. So here there is, as Ayushi said, there is going to be base pairing, right? So that base pairing is going to be a very important factor in case of DNA, as it is going to be making the entire structure more stable. Now in case of RNA, right, there is only single structure, right? It is a single strand, not single structure, sorry, single stranded. Now second thing, chemically, what is the chemical, chemically how they are stable? Sir. Yes, sir. 1 second, students. Yeah, hello students. Yeah, so can you tell me how are they chemically stable? Chemical stability, how it is better than RNA? Anybody can tell me? Now you have to understand the structure of the ribose sugar.
Sir, RNA lacks and oxygen are 2' positions.
So
So I
RNA
think
lacks or DNA lacks?
DNA lacks.
Right, DNA, right? So in
Sir,
tell me.
sir, I think hydrogen bonding due to
Mm,
hydrogen bonding between.
okay, not exactly.
Sir,
See, in case of
phosphoric acid and nitrogenous. Yes.
no. So if you compare the DNA and RNA, in case of DNA, you have deoxyribose sugar, right? And in case of RNA, what you are having is going to be a ribose sugar. Right, so this one is my ribose sugar, and what is important in this is this 2' OH. Now you have to understand that when we are talking about the 2' OH position, it is actually reactive. Okay, if the 2' is having a OH or hydroxyl group, it is going to be reactive compared to what? In a deoxyribose sugar, there is no, what you call, in very simple, there is no OH, there is only hydrogen in there. So because of deoxyribose, it is less reactive. Understood? That is why it is more stable. Chemical, it is more stable. DNA is more stable than the RNA. So that is why we say DNA is structurally and chemically more stable than the RNA molecule. Are you clear of the second point, dear students?
yes, sir.
Okay, good. So going to the third point now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, third point. So there should be scope for mutation right? And mutation, remember, it is essential for evolution. So when you're going to have the scope, one second, what is happening here? Are you able to see the screen? No problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So there is going to be scope for mutation. What is mutation? What is mutation? Can you tell me?
Variation, sir.
Variation, or basically, the changes at the molecular level, right? At the molecular level, at the DNA level, if there are certain changes from one organism, one part
Errors.
of, yes, that is what is called a mutation. And the mutation is essential. Variation, or you were talking about, right? So variation or mutation is essential for the process of evolution. So we all know the evolution is an integral part when we talk about the living organism. So every living organism evolve, every living organism mutate. So any molecule that we are talking about, the genetic material, must be having the scope for mutation. That is essential for evolution. Now coming to the fourth point, it should be able to ability to express itself in Mendelian factor, if I'm right, Mendelian inheritance or Mendelian factor, Mendelian characters, right? Able to express in Mendelian characters. Right, what we talked about characters, earlier. So the DNA or the genetic material must be able to express itself in the Mendelian characters. So these are the 4 different properties of a genetic material. Any molecule, any biomolecule that we talk about must have these property of self-replication, chemical and structural stability, mutation, and the ability to express in Mendelian characters. So if a molecule satisfy these 4 factors, we can consider that as a genetic material. So again, you already know that DNA in our case is genetic material and not the RNA. Now RNA, because it is less stable, structurally less stable, chemically reactive, and that is why they are not genetic material. So now the thing is, we all know that during evolution, RNA, right, RNA can directly give rise to the protein. So RNA can express directly. It can transmit the information, but protein is going to work and the DNA is going to be storehouse. So for storage of genetic material, genetic information, so remember this. So DNA is typically used for storage of genetic information. Agree? And RNA, right? What RNA we can think about? Is it going to help in storage or is it going to help in passing on the information?
Passing, sir.
Messenger, sir.
Right? RNA for transmission of genetic information. Clear? So these are the things that you have to keep in mind when we talk about the DNA as the genetic material. So now in case of RNA, as we talked about, there's a small portion on your textbook that is on the RNA world, where they talk about the nature of the RNA molecule, how it is going to act as a, they're not going to act the genetic material, but they're going to help in the transfer of the genetic material. Now another factor that we have to understand is, if it is in some case the RNA acts as an enzyme, right? That you have to keep in mind. So DNA is going to act only as storage of genetic information. RNA can also act as an enzyme that is going to be called RNA enzyme. One example is going to be the ribozyme, right? It is going to be an RNA based enzyme. So we all know that most of the enzymes are, or almost all the enzymes are proteins, right? The proteins can act as enzymes, except the RNA based enzymes like the ribozyme. And these are the things why we have to understand that DNA has been selected as the genetic material and not the RNA. Now, are you clear with these things, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, fine. So I think the next concept, okay, I'm going to show you one screen now. 1 second, just quickly, I'll show you. Okay, I think I showed you that. Again, this is a separate image just to show you regarding the genetic material and how they're getting passed on. 1 second, yeah. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Same process what I explained, it is given here, right? The phase is there, the bacterium, the process of infection, blending, and testing for radioactivity. And they have just shown it in 2 colors. In the first color, again, don't play. Yes, using the screen share. 1 second, I have to disable it. Yeah. So in the first case, as you can see here, the radioactivity is found in the liquid part, right? Liquid part means what? The protein, the phase molecule was radioactive, the outer shell. And in the second case, the DNA is radioactive, and you see the pellet, right? Pellet or the cell, denser molecule, that is the E. coli that found the radioactivity. Anyway, so the next concept that we're going to talk about, which is not today definitely, is going to be on the process of DNA replication. Now, the entire process of DNA replication is going to take some time to understand. And again, you have to understand that how people come to know about the understanding on the DNA replication, that we will talk before we start the entire process. And again, we have to understand the scientist Watson and Crick, who gave the semi-conservative model of DNA replication, right? And that we're going to start in the next class and not today. So any doubts you have on today's class or the previous classes, please ask now. So we are going to have Aditya, Senapati, Akanksha, Akash Meher, Ankita, Arpita, Ayushi, Bharti, Bisunjan, Gaurav, Jyoti, Harshit, Mansi, Manikanta, Monalisha, Mosmi, Om, Pragya, Pramod, Priti, Priyanka, Ravindra, Roshni, Sai Prasad, Satabda, Smriti Devta Chaudhary. Okay, I think many students are not there. Many are not participating. Vidishree is not there. Gracie is not there, I guess. Rahul Mandal is not there. Okay, many are not there. Fine. Anyways, their choice. So anyway, students, please read up from this entire chapter. Any doubts you have? I guess no doubts. All the doubts are cleared up to now?
No doubts, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Read up. If you get any doubts, you do ask. Okay. You have my WhatsApp number, so you can send a WhatsApp message to that. I'll try to clear that in the next class. And
Okay,
my
sir.
suggestion, start revising chapter number or unit number 1. I'll tell you why. You will get to know why by today night or tomorrow. You'll not know. Start revising that unit 1. Very important. Okay. Don't neglect. Read unit 1 once you complete this particular part also. Okay. Thank you then. Should I close the session?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Welcome.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.